Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Bookshelf. I know that it has been kind of a crazy month when it comes to me uploading and responding to comments. I've been super stressed, and I think a lot of that has to do with my job and not really being happy with what I was doing. Thankfully though, I have found a new job that I am going to be starting this upcoming Monday. I think this video, depending on how things go, might be going up that same Monday. I'm not completely sure though, because I am not going to be working from home, at least for the next couple months. I'm really hoping that this job will have me in better spirits, hopefully, so that I can feel more in the mood to interact with you guys and posting things and everything that I like to do on this channel, because it wasn't just me interacting with you guys that was affected. Honestly, my reading was affected too. I was still reading, but I feel like I'm forcing myself to read instead of having it be something for enjoyment. So yeah, I'm just hoping that overall I'm just in a better headspace and everything. But I am really excited because it's just like at the start of every month, I'm really excited to get into a new month. Hopefully the month is better. And I'm here, of course, with another Deck of TBR video. It's almost midnight, so hopefully I can get through this video pretty quickly, because I feel like it's going to be a long one. And before I even get into, new picks for May, let's go over everything that I was supposed to have read in April, or, everything that ended up on my TBR in April. I think as far as my TBR video for April, I had only pulled 7 books in that video, but I decided, I think, before I had posted that same TBR video, that instead of having had started the book before the end of the month, I needed to make it at least halfway through for it to count as an actual read. I'm going to be using that rule moving forward, but everything else is pretty much the same. 6 pulls for the month, and then a pull for any book that I either did not start or didn't get at least halfway through. So I'm going to quickly, or as quickly as possible, go through all of the pulls for last month and then get into what's going to be happening for May. So the first pull that I had for April was one of my TBR jars, and the one that I ended up landing on was a subscription box book. And for that one, I selected Bonecryer's Moon by Catherine Purdy. And I did read this one, so that's definitely one finished. For my second pull, I got Owl Crate, which is, of course, to read an Owl Crate book. I decided to go with The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna, and I did not read this one, so that's already one extra pull for the month. Number 3 was to read a book with a dark cover, and for that one, I chose Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. And I chose it because, the cover is mostly black. Anyway, I did not complete this one, but I am like just over halfway through this one. So this one is technically counted as completed, and I will be obviously continuing on with this one in the month of May. So that's already, technically an additional book to my TBR for the month. And but yeah, that won't be counted against me because I am, I think, like 10 pages over the halfway point. Pull number 4 was to read a 2020 release, and for that one I picked out The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rokan, and I did read this one as well. For my 5th pull, I had Flip a Coin, and I had 2 different options as far as mangas. One was an omnibus edition, so there were 2 volumes in that. And then the other one, I had 2 volumes of different mangas. And the one that won was After the Rain Volume 1, which is the omnibus. And I did read this one, so that counts as completed. I can't talk, sorry. Pull number 6 was actually another TBR jar pick. And I landed on ARCs, or the Advanced Reader Copies jar. And for that one, I picked out The Mirror Season by, I think this one's Anna Marie McLemore. I did not read this one, so that is adding second extra pull to this month. So at this point, if you're keeping track, we're already at 8 pulls for the month. Choice number 7, which was actually the last one that I did in the actual video, was a free choice, and for that one I decided to go with Skip Beat Volume 45 by Yoshiki Nakamura, and I did actually finish this one as well. And then, like I said, I decided after the fact that because I didn't get at least halfway through, I can't remember which book it was I said I had started, but I decided that I would have to add an extra pull because of that one. And the one that I ended up getting for that was A Book You Keep Seeing Everywhere, and for that one I had decided to go with Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I thought it was a twofold thing because one, I've seen a lot of people talking about this one and reviewing it, even though I haven't actually watched or read any reviews because I don't want any information going into this. But then I think when I was filming the video, I had picked this one up as a possible option like 2 or 3 times, and I ended up going with something else. So I put this one on my TBR, but I did not end up picking this one up at all. So that is a third pull added to my TBR for the month. With all of that being said, I am currently starting off with 9 card pulls for the month to determine my TBR. So including Kingdom of Souls, I already have 10 books that are going to be on my TBR for the month, which isn't all that crazy depending on how things go. But of course, if I get any triples of numbers, or if I get double of the exact same card, then I will have to add an extra pull for those. And I found that when I have more pulls, that it's way more likely to happen. So let's get started on the card pulls and see what happens. And then only other thing that has changed is that I decided to move one of my mug options to this thing here. So I got this in one of the Outcrate boxes that I meant to cancel but ended up coming because I forgot to cancel it or skip it. But I figured this would be really nice, and I think I'm actually getting another one on another box that I forgot to cancel for May. I think the second version of this one, but I decided to move my manga prompts into this instead of the mug because it was overflowing. I have done a random shuffle, and we're going to start with pick number 1, which is that 5 of Diamonds. So we're starting off, this video is probably going to be super long, but 5 of Diamonds on the board is booktuber's favorite from 2020. Hey everyone, so it's actually the day after I filmed my TBR video, but I came up with 3 different options that I'm going to be choosing from. I think the top contender for the book for that pick would be Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. And this one came up, I watched several different favorites videos, and this one came up on like 3 different people's TBRs, I believe. So I think if I'm going based off of that, this will probably be the one that ends up getting picked. But there were a couple others that I did have on my physical TBR that I thought might be good options to choose from. So the next one is a romance, which is the Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams. And then the final option that I have is The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. This was an honorable mention on the video that I saw it in, but it did still appear in, you know, that 2020 favorites video. Depending on how the month goes, I may read all of them, I may only read one, we'll see. But those are currently my options. With all of that being said, we're going to move back to the rest of the videos and the rest of the prompts and books that I'm going to attempt to read this month. I'm kind of hoping for like a pretty chill month, because with this many books, like, I'm a little worried that it's gonna get like out of control. Plus, I'm not sure how busy I'm gonna be and like how tired I'm gonna be with this new job, so I'm just hoping for simple. Okay, next pick is 6 of Clubs. So 6 of Clubs is a romance, which is beautiful. I feel like I haven't really been reading a ton of romance unless it's manga. Alright, so I think that I'm just gonna go like completely left field, something that I feel like I haven't really been reaching towards. I think it's been on a TBR, but I never did get around to it. And that is Not the Girl You Marry by Andy J. Christopher. This one I think came out a couple years ago, and I feel like I haven't really seen too many people talking about it, but I keep putting this off and I don't want to continue to put it off. So I'm adding this to my TBR. So hopefully I get to it, and hopefully I can find an audiobook for it, because even if I'm not like loving it, an audiobook should help me get through it. Okay, next is 10 of Clubs. Oh, and you know what? I never did put anything on the board to replace the 6 of Clubs. The one on the board for that one is a random number generator. Okay, so I did just double check Goodreads, and it looks like I currently have 107 books on my physical TBR, and that's just everything I have with me currently. I don't think that this is completely accurate, because I know for sure that I do have some books that are on here that I have already read. I just haven't updated Goodreads yet. On Google, I have put in a random number generator 1 to 107, and I got 4. Okay, that's really easy, and should be really easy to actually pick something from that. Number 4 on my physical TBR on Goodreads is Solo Leveling Volume 1 by Chugong. I feel absolutely terrible, but this is a manhwa or Korean comic that was included in the, I think, the February Manga Spice Cafe box. Okay, putting the 10 of Clubs back in the card, and I'm going to shuffle really quick again. Okay, so next we have that Ace of Spades. Okay, so because this is a face card, I will be rolling the dice for the jars. Okay, so hopefully you guys saw that, but I have 2, which is my newly acquired mug. So here's that here. I'm just gonna take out that card and shuffle this really quick, because all of the stuff that I just added is right on top, and I want to, you know, mix it up. Okay, so just pull one out the top, and you know what, I can add this one to my TBR, but I don't want to, because this says Reaper of Souls, which is a sequel to Kingdom of Souls. Honestly, I feel like I am forcing myself through Kingdom of Souls right now, not because I'm not enjoying it, but because I don't think I really want a fantasy right now, and I don't want to not enjoy it. So I'm actually going to just pick something else. I got Skip Beat Volume 45. I've already read that one. So let's pick another one. Okay, so the next one I got was Sweat and Soap Volume 5. I have already read this one. I keep getting all the ones that I've read already. This is Cutie and the Beast Volume 2. My camera cut off when I was checking another one, but the next one I got is another one that I literally just recently finished, I think just the other day, which is The Legend of Dororo and Hyakimura Maru Volume 1. I just read that one too. All of the mangas that I keep picking. I guess if I get Reaper of Souls again, then I will just go ahead and read it. But I kind of like, I don't feel like I want to force that right now. Okay, I think this one I can do. Okay, so the one that I just pulled out was An Incurable Case of Love, Volume 6 by Maki and Joji. Back to the cards, we're on pull number 5. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, so this is 6 of Clubs. If you guys remember at the beginning of the video, I said if I get double of like one card, then it's an extra pull. So I've already gotten a 6 of Clubs. So that means that I have an extra pull, taking it to 10. I can already see that this month is going to be a little chaotic, which it's not the best, but we're going to go with it. And also that means if I get another 6 of any suit, then I also have to add another pull. Oh no. No. Okay, so number 6 is Intimidating Read. This is just really not going to be the month for me, is it? I see. Okay, so this one might be a little cheaty as well, but I decided that I'm going to go with Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This is technically a reread for me, but I have not touched this book at all since high school. So not quite sure how I'm going to feel going back into like the language or the way that the story is told. However, I do have an audiobook from Audible that I can use to kind of help me get through the book. Moving on to pull number 6 of 10. So I don't think I shoveled this up a lot, but hopefully it's good enough. That is a 9 of spades. 9 of spades is moon on the cover or in the title. Everything that I was able to find does not have a moon on the cover or title. That is not like the third book in the series. So I'm just gonna pull another card for pull number 6, and right on top was 3 of hearts. I just pulled the next available card, and 3 of hearts is to continue a series, and I know for sure that I can do that one, so I'm just gonna get a book for that. And the easiest option for this one that I'm gonna go with is just to read An Incurable Case of Love Volume 7 by Maki and Joji. I told you guys I was most likely gonna end up reading this one this month anyway. I figured why not just go ahead and have it count towards one of the readathon challenges. So like I said, this one will be going in place of having to find a book with a moon in the title or on the cover. Okay, so moving on to pull number 7, which is 7 of hearts. 7 of hearts is just to read a paperback, so let me figure out what I want to read for that one. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the book that I received for review, and that is Becoming Human by Amy Michelle Carpenter. We're on pull number 8 of 10, and that is 7 of clubs. 7 of clubs is one that I did not want, and that is to read a book outside of your comfort zone. I think I'm gonna go with The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas, which is an early review copy that I received from Penguin Teen, and this one is horror, I believe, and I don't typically go searching for horror novels, so I think that this can be a good fit, and it's pretty short. Okay, hopefully I am lucky and don't have to add any more to my list, because I am tired and I'm ready to be done with this video so I can go to bed. I'm scared that I'm gonna get like either a double of the same or a triple. Let's see. Are you kidding me? I have another 3 of hearts, so that means I will be adding another pull, because I've already gotten 3 of hearts after I decided to switch it up. 3 of hearts is reading a book with clouds on the cover or in the title. I feel like I probably should not do this, but I had already planned on reading this anyway, so I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for myself, and maybe that'll lead to me being able to read more books than just what's on or in this video. But I have Dr. Stone, the reboot by Bochi. Story and art is by this mangaka. Okay, pull number 10 is 10 of clubs. Are you kidding me? I already got a 10 of clubs, so I'm adding another freaking pull. If I end up getting to 15 pulls, I'm just gonna cap it at 15. But as of right now, that's 12. Okay, this can work. So 10 of clubs is an ebook, which is definitely doable because it actually helps me out. I know this might be something that I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to go with an ebook that I have checked out from the library, and it's one that I had already planned on reading anyway. Because this says that it is a reboot in the title, I had already decided that I wanted to read at least the first 2 volumes in the original series, Dr. Stone. I'm just going to read both volumes 1 and 2 so that I can go into this one. So that ended up kind of working out for me. Pull number 11, 5 of Hearts. 5 of Hearts is a sci-fi, and although this is supposed to be reading physical books on my TBR, I think I might have to cheat a little bit on this one. I just mentioned that I was already planning on reading 2 volumes of Dr. Stone. First volume is going to count for the last pick that I had, read an ebook, and then in order to read a science fiction, I'm gonna put in Dr. Stone volume 2 for that one. And then hopefully pull number 12, the last pull for today, hopefully. Let's see what we have. Oh, I got scared, but I'm still scared because I feel like I already got this one too. 9 of clubs is to choose a book from someone else's TBR. It took me entirely too long to find something from someone else's TBR that I wanted to read. The first option that I saw, which was the easiest choice, from Books with Brandy Shanae, she had These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong on her TBR. I think she actually had a couple books that I have on my physical shelves on her TBR that I could have picked from. She does also have Witches Steeped in Gold by Sianen Smart, but I honestly don't know if I feel like reading either of these. I don't know if you've noticed from the books that I've selected from my TBR for the month, but I don't think I'm really in the mood for any like fantasy, honestly. I think the only one that is close to being fantasy is this one, and I don't even think that that's really all that much fantasy. And besides Kingdom of Souls, which I want to finish off, everything else that I have on here is pretty much contemporary or some sort of contemporary. So that's why I really wasn't feeling these two options. But I just watched How to Train Your Gavin. I actually just went back to his video because I was just like, there's most likely not anything on his TBR because he tends to read a lot of middle grade. But I went back and I checked, and I do have a book on my TBR that's on his that I haven't read yet, and that is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbali. So here are all the books as of right now that are on my TBR, and I most likely will have a few other things added to my TBR throughout the month because there are things that I had already planned on reading. I do also need to finish up Kingdom of Souls, so that's 13 books on my TBR so far for the month. Let me know down in the comments what are some of the books that you're planning on reading in May. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more from me, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.